Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Strategy 703, the one and only Jilton of Gaming and the coach of the inner Milotic, coming back again with some more Pokemon Showdown action. In this episode, in this video, we're going to be taking on C stands for Corn and the Portland Typhlosions in the IPSA week number 7. Corn does not have a YouTube video, so there won't be any link in the description for you to show his support or whatever. But he is a really, really good battler, and just gonna say this outright. I think it was probably my favorite game of the season to play. Really nice. Yeah, just super duper fun, and all credits to him. Even though he doesn't have a YouTube, if you see him on like Discord or whatever, if you're into Elite stuff, then please give him your support. But anyway, so this is our Week 7 match. I wanted to go over the team that I brought this time because I did actually save a team afterwards, unlike with Doom's team. So what you can see on our screen is the team that I brought for the match. We got Haxorus, Jellicent, Mamoswine, Magmortar, Mesprit, and Skarmory, as well as an update. After this match, I did end up trading the Mesprit away for Diancie. Not that it was not good, but my team was super weak to like common fighting types with knockoff, and Mesprit was just another rocker. It wasn't doing as much for me as the rest of the team, so I did trade it away for the free agent Diancie, which gives me Fairy Stab, which is really, really nice, especially because we have a game up against the the Mumbai Moltres and their Mega Sableye down the road. But as you can see, you're probably wondering, Static, why is your Haxorus unnerved? And yeah, so my IVs might look a little weird. It's not really standard. I'm running Adamant, Haxorus, Expert Belt, Swords Dance, Dragon Claw, Poison Jab, and Earthquake. So before I get into that, I should probably show off Corn's team and what he had to choose from when he was bringing. So he had on his roster, as you can see on the screen, Chestnut, Darmanitan, Empoleon, Frostlass, Galvantula, Gardevoir, Mega Gardevoir, Nidoqueen, Quasar, Rhydon, Salamence, Spiritomb, and Starmie. Really, really diverse team. It's kind of difficult. He has some common weaknesses, but he has a lot of different mons that do a lot of different things, which makes it a little bit difficult to prepare for. This Haxorus set was prepared in the event that he was trying to run like IVs on his Nidoqueen or his Darmanitan to outspeed a Jolly Haxorus. So in a situation where I had a Sticky Web, I could actually turn that, like it wouldn't have mattered. And also because, I'll just skip over to Valentina for a second, I'm running, that should be Trick Room, sorry. Trick Room, Mesprit, in case the Galvantula does come along and get Sticky Webs, I can still go on a rampage with my Haxorus late game. So Dragon Claw, it's just really good stab, hits a lot of things really hard. In Trick Room, it just means I can take on the Salamence. Again, there's no reason to be running Dragon Dance over Swords Dance. Swords Dance just beats it. The Unnerve was for Sugarberry and Empoleon. And so, like that was actually, I actually prepared for Sugarberry and Empoleon more. In hindsight, it might have been better to run Mold Breaker because I didn't think about Quiet Sire's Unaware ability, which might have not run it. But I think like Sugarberry, that's why I brought Unnerve, just in case anything went wrong, or like a Poison Jab onto the Chestnut. He had like a Poison Barrier, something like that. It was just to help, but like either way, we'll move on to Joffrey, who is female this time because I forgot to send the gender. But we're running Max Special Defensive set, Shadow Ball, Giga Drain, Recover, and Scald with leftovers. Nothing super duper crazy. The Giga Drain is for the Rhydon and for the Quasar. It also hits the Starmie decently well, but so does Shadow Ball. Scald to hit the Darmanitan, Scald to get some burns, and to hit the Nidoqueen as well. Then we've got the Ice Age, and we're bringing Choice Scarf Memo this time, Earthquake, Superpower, Stealth Rock, and Ice Crash. Getting up Ross was really, really important to me early game because, as you can see, a lot of his higher tier mons, stuff like Salamence, Darmanitan, Frostlass, Galvantula, it can break sashes, and it has he has a lot of mons that he could potentially bring that are kind of weak to Ross. So it was good that I had Ross here, especially on Mamoswine, as well, because Choice Scarf just kind of tears through a lot of his mons. Not entirely, but like Icicle Crash Tason, the Chestnut, the Nidoqueen. It does a lot to the Gardevoir. It hurts the Rhydon really badly. Earthquake does a lot to the Darmanitan again. And then we got Superpower for, like, again, the Rhydon. Again, the Empoleon, in case the Earthquake didn't kill or whatever. In hindsight, again, Superpower is probably not the right move to put on this thing. I could have put something like Freeze Dry for the Quiet Siren for the Starmie, but I didn't want to like risk having to tangle or to mess with my my IVs in case it didn't come with a crucial kill. Next we have Habanero. I'm really loving Magmortar on this team, to be honest. Lava Plume, Thunderbolt, Toss, Kin Power, Ice, and he's Air Balloon in case, again, Sticky Webs. I don't want this thing to be really slow. Bring Air Balloon. It means I can switch in on an Earth Power from a Nidoqueen, an Earthquake from a Quagsire, whatever. Lava Plume, really good stab, high chance to burn, hits the Chestnut, hits the Empoleon decently, Frostlass, Galvantula, and then I got Thunderbolt, which again hits the Empoleon, it hits the Starmie, and then Toxic to wear down stuff like the Rhydon, like the Chestnut, like the Quagsire, if the situation calls for it. Already showed off Valentina, but I'll show it off again. Rocky Helmet to take any like Drain Punches from Chestnut or whatever. As well as maybe in case it's a physical Salamence, if he decides to bring that for Dragon Claw, I can take those hits. Darmanitan, I can switch in on a U-turn if need be, or Flare Blitz and live it with mass HP. Knockoff to get rid of Eviolites, to get rid of like choice items or leftovers or whatever, and then Psychic and Dazzling Gleam just because they're good stabs. They hit pretty hard. Psychic mainly for the Nidoqueen, and then Dazzling Gleam was the Salamence, the Spiritomb. That was one of the things I had marked for the Spiritomb, and the Chestnut as well, even though Psychic was better. Whatever. And then last but not least, we have Skarmory, leftovers. Sturdy, Drill Peck, Roost, Ironhead, and Taunt. Taunt was for setup because I'm just as well as to catch the Galvantula if it decided to switch in, so it couldn't use Sticky Web, but I get a free switch out. For Amnesia on the Quagsire, for Ross on the Rhydon, Will-O-Wisp on the Spiritomb, whatever. That was why I brought Taunt. Drill Peck specifically for the Chestnut, but I also, just because I knew it was going to be Spiky Shield that we brought it, and I didn't want to have to deal with the extra recoil upon hitting it. So that's why I brought Drill Peck over Brave Bird. I didn't want to take that much residual damage. Ironhead to take on the Gardevoir and the Rhydon, and Roost for recovery. So that's the team. And without further ado, I'm going to go switch over to the replay, which, as you can see, I made the background specially designed or specially fitted for this matchup. You can see his team on the bottom below. He brought Quagsire, Galvantula, Nidoqueen, Chestnut, Gardevoir, and Empoleon. And I already went over my team there, of course. And without further ado, before I go into the match or click the replay, beforehand it deleted my Magmortar's Hidden Power Ice, so we had to reset. So these earlier turns are going to look a little bit weird. With a bunch of switching on my part, because some of the things had to play out differently. But anyway, I'll just start it off. Leads with a Chestnut, I lead with my Skarmory, and as you can see, like I said, I switch out into the Mamoswine, so he can get the Leech Seed off on me. I switch back out into my Skarmory, just so that we can reenact things the way they were. He starts setting up spikes. I probably should have brought Defog on the Skarmory instead of Taunt, but again, for hindsight is 2020, and I was hoping to play off Sticky Webs rather than defogging them all away. I'm going to taunt the Empoleon in case it wants to go for Ross or Defog or whatever. He's just going to knock me off, get rid of my leftovers. And then I switch into my Jellicent, get the Water Absorb. He's going to go for the Grass Knot, showing that he did prepare for the Jellicent. And I'm going to take that okay, fire off a Shadow Ball, then recover it up when he switches into the Quagsire. This was really good on his part. He decides to scout, switch into the Galvantula just to see if I did have the Giga Drain. I played that was pretty perfect on his part, so I revealed the Giga Drain early, and that's not fun. I probably should have just gone for the Scald, in all honesty, but then again, I was also afraid of Water Absorb, so whatever. He goes for the Buzz, predicting the switch, I imagine, and unless, yeah, because he would have gone for the Volt Switch probably. I'm just going to get the Scald, get the burn. Really important. Really, really important, because that means that Galvantula is now on a timer. I predict the Thunder now, and switch into my Mamoswine. Don't take any damage, and then he's just going to go into his Chestnut. Right here, this was a misplay on my part. I should have gone for the Icicle Crash, although I was actually predicting the Empoleon to come in. So that's why I clicked EQ, but now I got to switch out. Go into my Mesprit again, because this thing does not like taking a Psychic. He's going to just Leech Seed me off. Go for the Spiky Shield again. I'm going to knock off, which was not really wise on my part. Going to lower my HP again. He's just going to go for the Leech Seed. I'm going to go for the Psychic and do 92%. This is one of his defensive bulky walls. Right here, I probably should have switched out into my Skarmory. Actually, I did switch into my Skarmory. Huh. Base past me. He's going to go for the Spiky Shield again just to whittle me down even more. And then he's going to go into his Nidoqueen. I'm just going to go for the Taunt. He's decided to Leech Seed again. At this point, because I don't have Defog and, I didn't know what this Nidoqueen wanted to do. I didn't know if it was defensive or offensive, so I decided to stay in, sack my Skarmory just to scout out what it was. He shows that he was offensive with T-Bolt, which gives me a lot of information. I can just go into my Mamoswine, click Icicle Crash, because now I know he doesn't want to switch his Empoleon in. Probably because of something, I don't know. He doesn't want to take in a lot of damage. Quagsire just goes for the toss, predicting the switch in for the Jellicent. And he's just going to switch out into his Chestnut. Just going to go for the Shadow Ball. Really good play on his part. He is bulletproof, so he doesn't take any damage from that. And I think I just switched into my Magmortar. Yes, that is correct. Gonna go for the Leech Seed, get more HP back, and you can see that my Psychic is just mattering less and less. But gonna go for the Lava Plume. He's just gonna Spiky Shield, which is pretty nice on his part. Right here, I think he goes into the Gardevoir, and I make a really big misplay. I was expecting him to go into the Quagsire to take the Lava Plume, but instead he goes into the Gardevoir, and I go for Toss It, trying to whittle that down. Like, it's fine, it's whatever. But now he gets a free Mega off when I could have just Lava Plumed and done a ton of damage to him. There's the Psyshock. I take that okay, but because, you know, I'm not defensive, he's just going to kill me with a Hyper Voice. The crit didn't matter. The Gardevoir is taking poison damage, which is nice, though. So he's just going to switch into his Galvantula. I'm going to get up my Ross, and the burn crit kill goes to Joffrey, my Jellicent. And then I'm just going to switch into my Habanero. He's going to go for the Drain Punch, break my Balloon, which, you know, it's not that bad as long as I don't take any more damage on my Magmortar. He's just going to go into his Nidoqueen. I'm going to fire off a Lava Plume and get the burn, which is awesome. And then I'm just going to switch out and sack off my Jellicent to the Earth Power. Well, the 2 Earth Powers. Just wanting to, like, get that Nidoqueen down into range where it's just like he has to sack it off. So that's nice. I just go into my Mamoswine now and click Ice Crash, just in case the Chestnut comes in to take the EQ. He doesn't know I'm Scarfed at this point because he stays in, and I get the kill on the Gardevoir, and it is 3-3, which is actually super awesome. So now he switches his Empoleon, knowing that I'm Scarfed. So this is where he figured it out. And this is my time to go into my Hacerus. He decides to go for the Scald. He does not get the burn. I get the EQ off, and that's important because afterwards he did tell me he was Sugarberry. So, right there, if I had gone for the Swords Dance, like if I'd gone Mold Breaker, I would have had to go for the Swords Dance there to actually kill it with Earthquake, which is a big deal because then he brings in this guy, and I go for the Swords Dance then knowing that the Poison Jab wouldn't kill. He goes for the Leech Seed, really smart on his part. Right here, I misplay, or did I misplay? Yeah, I did misplay. I just went for the safe poison jab in case he decided to Dream Punch and kill me. Didn't want that. He's just going to go into his Quagsire, and this Quagsire is not water absorbed. It's unaware. So I lose the game here, because if I was Mold Breaker, my Hasters would have been able to kill it +2. Between a Poison Jab and a Dragon Claw. And, you know, it's like, it was a 50-50 either way. But I get at this point the game is over. I can't really kill. I don't have HP Grass, I have HP Ice. And now the Quagsire is just going to be a monster and finish up the game. He has counter on it, which was also super awesome. So Corn makes it a 2-0. Really, really good game. Like I said, probably my favorite game of the season. Really fun. Had a blast. Something that it was still buzzing in my head afterwards. That's how it felt. I mean, along with the Keister battle, this was definitely one that I wasn't really that disappointed to lose it, basically. So that's about it. Next week we're up against Dat Fries and the Rotterdam Staraptors. I'd probably, if not first in the lead, they're second in the lead or something. Corn is really close behind though. Both of these guys are super good battlers, so we're in for the gauntlet right now. And again, just as a news update, Keister left the league, which is why there was no Wheat-Sis matchup, because he just left the league and forfeited all his matches. And then also Doom left the league, and now he has a replacement, but we don't know quite yet if he's going to actually play any of Doom's last games. They might also just be forfeits. Because of the way that the league is structured, it's very unlikely at this point that I'll actually be able to make playoffs, because it's not 2 per division, it's 1 per division and then 2 wildcards for the conference. And I'm in the conference with Corn, Gumby, and Fries, and Gumby is the last seed or whatever. So if I'm going to make it, I have to win all of my games now, and Gumby has to lose at least 1 of them, if not 2. But yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time for week 8. So yeah, until next time, guys, peace.